back.
We'll bring them back. And what's happening, everybody? You have the original members of the Life Gain Avengers of Current Culture. Is me, the living legend Larry, and T-Streams will be here in a minute. We are all glad that you guys decided to come check us out tonight. My brother Larry, how you feeling?
I'm doing my thing, you know, just working on these reviews. I have a whole bunch of stuff I need to give away, man. I think I need to start like a GoFundMe page to help pay for shipping because I have so many products that are just like taking up room in my house that I need to get rid of. I need to give them away.
Well, you know, I can help you with that. You let me know what you got. You know, you can ship some of that stuff down here. I'll pay for the shipping, and then I can give it to my subscribers. We can do different games to give them to the subscribers.
I like that. All right.
You know, you know, where there's a will, there's a way, my brother.
All right.
And speaking of that, we have some My Brother news today. Larry, I don't know if you've heard, but we've got a courtside Karen situation going on with your LA Lakers. We got to talk about that. We've got a little bit of news that ties into the Super Bowl dealing with stocks. And I want to make sure you guys, if you want to take advantage of that opportunity, can do so. I'll go into my Robinhood account and I'll show you guys what's going on. Then we've got other news with some of the rioters, ladies and gentlemen, wanting to go on vacation. I can't make this stuff up. I can't make it up. I swear to you. And guess where they want to go? They want to go to Mexico. Can you believe that? Then,
of
ladies
all
and
places.
Really, the place where you wanted to build a wall. And you know, if you was at that ride, you in favor of building a wall. But we'll get to that in a minute. Then I've got raw footage of the My Pillow guy. When y'all might not know this, but he was a former WWE superstar. And I got raw footage of all of it. My brother Larry.
What?
Oh yeah, I got footage of everything, man. You know, when you come to this channel, you're going to get entertained, you're going to get information, and you're definitely going to smile at least once or twice tonight. So let's go
My
ahead.
Pillow guy as a WWE dude.
He was a former WWE superstar before he decided to go and start making pillows. And I actually got the footage to show it to you. But let me shout out everybody that's in the building. Alexis, what's going on, my brother? I haven't checked out Coming to America, the new trailer yet, but I would definitely probably have that for Friday. 351 Cleveland, my family support gaming, my family. Buzz, always in the building. Let me just say something about Buzz real quick. If you get Buzz as a subscriber, as a fan, or whatever you're doing, he is going to support you through thick and thin. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, brother Ride.
He rides hard. He's probably the only person that has been with this channel that has super chatted every single night. So shouts out to my brother Buzz.
Yeah, I love Buzz. I have to say Buzz shows up on my channel too and just comes through just to show love and leave a little something in the comments. So I appreciate him, man. I do.
That's right. Buzz support all of us good brothers. So we appreciate it to him. Why not in the building too? First story first, ladies and gentlemen. LeBron James versus Karen. We have footage of that, and that footage is from Karen's perspective. But before we jump into that, my brother T Streams has made it back. How you feeling, brother Streams?
Man, I'm about to lose my dang on mind over here. What's happening?
Don't lose it. Don't lose it, brother Stream. Don't lose it. The first story we going into, brother Streams, is LeBron James versus Courtside Karen. And we're actually going to see this from the vantage point of Courtside's Karen's camera. Take a look at this, and then we'll break it down.
Hey. Don't talk to my husband like that.
Sit down, please. Sit down.
Hey, this is a joke. This is a joke. You guys, he's being an asshole and they're blaming these guys. That's a joke. That's a joke. And they're blaming you. That's a joke.
Let's go.
Just got kicked out of the game for talking to Lebron James for talking to your husband. This is such bullshit. Listen, let me tell you. LeBron James looked at my husband during the game and cussed him out, and I stood up and I go, don't talk to my husband. Talk to my husband one more time and I will up. And he started fighting with me. He goes, so I'm minding my own business, and Chris has been a Hawks fan forever. He's been watching the games for 10 years, whatever. He has this issue with LeBron. I don't have an issue with LeBron. I don't give a LeBron. Anyway, I'm minding my own business, drinking my wine, having fun. All of a sudden, LeBron says something to my husband. And I see this, and I stand up and go, don't talk to my husband. And he looks at me and he goes, sit the down, bitch. And I go, don't call me a bitch. You sit the
Well, ladies and gentlemen, for the full story, they did throw her out, but they didn't throw her out for heckling. For some of y'all that's going to start screaming First Amendment, and this has nothing to do with First Amendment anything, they threw her ass out. Guess why? Because she wasn't wearing her mask. The NBA has a mandate that if you show up to the game, you have to keep your mask on. That's why her ass got thrown out. Personally, I would have threw her ass out for looking like she robbed Daffy Duck of his lips. But having said those things, T-Strings, I'm gonna give it to you first. What do you think she really said to LeBron James? Because I mean, this man deals with heckling everywhere. What do you think she really said?
Man, she ain't no telling what she really said, but she got what she wanted. She wanted her little 15 seconds of fame. It ain't like she'd have to take up for her freaking husband and a little spitter patter, side court chatter. She literally got what she wanted. She wanted to be recognized. She wanted her little 15 seconds of fame. I think that's the underlying thing to it. Now, I understand LeBron has to uphold his image and all this other kind of stuff, but honestly, man, I wish he sort of would have went a little bit harder, because these folks they feel like that these athletes and these stars are not human beings either. And honestly, man, hey, it wouldn't serve me well to be in that spot, because I'd have probably been a little bit more raw. I'm sure her husband could take care of herself, but at the end of the day, I think she got what she wanted. She wanted some Instagram notoriety. People looking her up and find out who she is and stuff. And so she's trending right now. Right.
So, Larry, she is an Instagram, IG model. I guess that's what she wants to be called. She has a little bit of a following, about 44,000, and she started a YouTube maybe a month ago and only had like 6 videos. And in the last 24 hours, the videos have started to pick up traction. Do you think this is also a case, Larry, of people who have a whole lot of money feeling entitled to say and do what they want because they pay so much money to sit courtside? And also, what does that say about the man that she really went in there and used the argument, I'm standing up for my man against another man who is an extremely big man at 6'9"?
I mean, yeah, it's one of those silly things where, it's one of those silly things where I think she was just stunting, trying to get some attention. To be honest with you, they said they kicked her out for not wearing a mask, but really what they should have done is arrested her, because she admitted on camera that she said, "Shut the fuck up, don't talk to my husband like that or I'll fuck you up." That's a threat. That is a threat of physical violence, and they should have arrested her for that. They should have put her in handcuffs and marched her out of there and said the next time, and the Lakers should have told her, the next time you want to threaten one of our $500 million, athletic assets, you're going to find out just how privileged you are not. But the reality of it is that she went in there acting a fool. She's getting exactly what she wanted. She's getting attention. She's probably going to end up with a reality show. She probably already has Bravo or one of those other networks talking to her about something. I mean, it's still, don't get me wrong. I don't mind people talking trash to players. It's part of the game. I mean, the players talk trash to themselves, but people need to keep it respectful. I mean, let's not forget that it was just, what was it, 2-3 years ago that the players left the court and went into the stands to fight people because the trash talking got so intense.
Hey,
I mean,
right here in the deep.
That was Detroit.
I mean, it's crazy.
That was Ron Artest.
They don't play.
I get the whole trash talking thing. It can be fun, but you need to keep it respectful. I mean, the other thing is with the Lakers, I don't know how they're doing their courtside, because I know if you sit courtside, I'm sure all you guys. This was Atlanta. I'm sure all of you have sat courtside.
It was Atlanta, Larry.
Oh, okay, it was Atlanta. Well, I'm not sure how Atlanta's doing it, but I'm sure all of you have sat courtside. I think it's the same everywhere throughout the league. They have, so that you don't have to constantly get up, because you are courtside and potentially disrupt the game. They basically have waiters that come by and serve you everything you want. And they usually bring you stuff that you don't normally get for the rest of you. They serve you wine and they serve you proper food and all that stuff.
Oh.
But I don't know how they do that if you're supposedly wearing a mask the whole time. She's up there talking about, I was up there drinking my wine. I don't know how you drink a wine through a mask, so of course her mask is off. It just, the whole situation just led itself to just fuckery. And excuse my French. It really did, though, and I don't understand why they even allow it. They should have simply have said, sorry, you can come and enjoy the games, but there's not going to be any food or drinks or anything else. And as far as her protecting her man, I mean, it's a mix. I get it. If someone comes at your dude, maybe you feel like you want to be protective. She's a young woman. Her husband apparently is like 60-something years old, so maybe she feels like she needs to be a little protective of her cash grab. I mean, I'm protective of my job here too.
Did they show who it was? Did they show him?
I think they showed him, but I mean.
Yeah.
I mean, I get it. We're all protective of our jobs. If YouTube sends you a violation, you want to appeal it and address it because you want to protect your channel. It's same thing here. I mean, I think she should leave LeBron alone, though. I don't think LeBron shows up to her brothel and tells her how to suck dick. I think he's, so she should leave him alone at his job. He's leaving her alone at hers,
All she needs to do is give Daffy Duck his damn lips back. And the world will be a better place. I'm still trying to figure out, this look is the look that Hollywood, there's got to be a plastic surgeon on every corner in these big cities because everybody's going for this particular look.
But this Hollywood does not like this look. Instagram likes this look.
That's a good point.
The only people that have this look, and everybody else is that look from them. Right. But everybody else, if you look at movies, people don't have that. I don't like it. It looks completely plastic with the overblown, super Botox, lips or injections, the overly fake that don't even look like they could be close to real. The over processed eyebrows and ridiculously long all that. It looks so overdone that they look like they're verging on being drag queens. That's really like they look more like drag queens than actual women.
Well, here's the problem with it, Larry. You're right. It's not a Hollywood thing. It's more of an IG or reality TV, but they keep getting it done. So obviously someone is working for somebody. Somebody is attracted to it, or they wouldn't keep doing it. But
it's because all these thirst buckets on Instagram get on there. All these dudes get up there and they see these like that, and they want to go like their photos 9,000 times an hour. And so they get up there and they feel validated. So they're like, oh, I'm going to make my eyebrows look like they just came off of a Wolverine. Or I'm going to put lashes so long they look like flamingo wings, or it's so ridiculous. Women don't need all that extra stuff to be women coming out of the shower look nice. You don't need all that extra stuff. Just be you.
They damn show smell nice coming out the shower. I don't know about all of them looking nice, but they damn show smell nice. So I'm gonna take us to the politics, and before we go there, lad, let me shout out Tressa C. Thank you for that super chat. So politics has been we kept this one in here just for her because she's always said, I like it when you guys talk about the politics, and I want to shout you out for giving me that nice super chat. I appreciate you, family. So the next one is all politics. So we've got 2 political stories. And I'm scared to ask the fellas which one they want first. Do they want the My Pillow guy?
Oh, goodness gracious.
Or do they want the Capitol rioter chick that wants to be able to go on vacation in Mexico of all places? Which one you want first?
Oh, they're equally as bad, man. Let's flip a coin.
Okay, we'll go with the riot. We'll go with the Capitol rioter chick first. How about we go with her because both stories feed into each other. Because one person is pushing the conspiracy theory that the election was stolen, while the other one is trying to overthrow the government on the same fundamental basis. So this is the Capitol rioter chick. Her name is Jenny Cudd, seen here after making her first court appearance following the U.S. Capitol riots. She has filed a motion asking the Department of Justice to let her go on a trip to Mexico. Golly, you can't make this stuff up. They have her on camera, ladies and gentlemen, defiling Nancy Pelosi's office, talking about people stealing stuff out of Nancy Pelosi's office. She's on camera, and then she posted it on her social media. Here's the rest of the excerpt. The filing obtained by the USA Today noted that Cudd has no prior criminal history and has remained in contact with her attorney and pretrial service officer who had no objections to her proposed travel plan. Prosecutors took no position on the request. When filing motions, attorney add pre-written text for the judge to sign when they grant the order. However, the federal magistrate's office said that permission has not yet been granted and couldn't say when a ruling might come. Attorneys for Cudd did not respond to USA Today's request for comment. Larry, it goes to you first. This was your story. We've seen situations like this because I don't give a damn what y'all say out there. The law and things are not equal. We've seen situations where African Americans have done way less than this, and hell, they won't even let you out on bail. Larry, what do you think about this chick being caught on camera just plotting the plan and now asking to go to Mexico, a place where I know good and damn well she wanted a wall put up to separate us?
You know what would be great? If Mexico preemptively just simply said, no, we're blocking your entrance. You can't come. That would be great. Then that way they can say, we don't care what your government tells you can do. We're telling you you're not welcome in our country, period. You can't come here. You know, that would be fantastic. But the idea that they might even consider letting her go is just utterly ridiculous. I mean, I don't care if it's a so-called work retreat. I mean, come on, man. I mean, don't get me wrong. There are times that people travel for business. I mean, I go to CES. It's business. It's not like I'm not having fun while I'm there, you know? I mean, if I got arrested for trying to storm the Capitol and then said, hey, I want to be able to go to Las Vegas because I want to go to CES, and they said no, I mean, yeah, I might be a little salty, but I mean, it was my own dumbass fault for going out there and trying to take over the government like that and not succeeding. I mean, as they say, you come for the king, kill the king. Yeah. They came for the government and they didn't take it over. So, you know, they get to deal with the consequences. The thing is, it bothers me, the audacity of these people. It's so utterly ridiculous. I mean, they went in there. The first they thought they can just go in there and do what they did, and then they had the audacity to film themselves, to record themselves, to share it online because they knew in large part there were going to be no consequences. I mean, there were probably 1,000 people in the Capitol, if not more, and they've only made 100 or so arrests. I mean, it's ridiculous. It's utterly ridiculous for, in large part, what people thought of as I'm going to be able to do what I want in here and get away with it. They were right. I mean, this woman, not only should the if she goes in there and says, oh, I need to go away for a work retreat because I read the thing, it was supposedly some sort of bonding thing or something. I don't know, some sort of team building thing. They should just the judge should simply say, no, you need to go back home, and we're not letting you go anywhere because we don't know if you're even going to you're a small business owner. We even know if you're going to be in business in a couple of months because you might be locked up in jail. So you need to go home and get your affairs in order just in case. Because that's what they tell black people to do when they're out on bail. They tell them you need to go home and make arrangements for the fact that you are likely going to be in jail for how much ever time your crime is allotting that. So no, she shouldn't be able to go and travel. That's utterly ridiculous.
Agreed.
And this would be different. I would feel differently about this if she had been, obviously she was acquitted, that's one thing, but if she had been convicted and she had either served her time or was out, maybe they gave her probation or parole or whatever, and she was out on parole, maybe I would feel differently about this, because people out on parole or probation, they still work. They need to do all the things that work requires. And I understand that. I mean, I see there are plenty of rappers out there that they've got in trouble with the law, and they need to go to court and say, hey, can I travel to Japan, or can I travel to Europe, or can I travel to this state or that state because I'm on tour? Most of the time they're told yes. Other times they're told no. But I get it. In those instances, you do what you do. But the idea of being able to run off to a foreign country for essentially a glorified vacation, while you're actually waiting trial for trying to overthrow the government? No, none of these people should be allowed to leave the country. In fact, all of them should be locked up. All of them should have their asses in Pelican Bay. That's where they should be.
T-Streams, how you feeling about this situation? And yes, I agree. She should not be able to take her ass nowhere, none of them, because at the end of the day, it seems as if there's no consequences for something that I always thought was at the highest level of crimes that could be committed. This is not like your mama telling you not to go outside and then you go upstairs and climb out the bathroom window and you go with your sweetie pie on the date and get your first kiss and all that. You go do it anyway. This is you try to overthrow your country's government, and then you filmed it. You had the audacity to film it and
brag about it
and put it on your social media. Speak on it, T-Stream. Should she be going to Mexico, where if she's in that rioting group, is she not one of the people that thinks that brown people in Mexico are bad anyway? I mean,
right.
Before T-Streams gets going, I have one question. She went to court. She's already in the system as far as going through this judicial process. Why in the flying frog's fart does she still have her passport?
Oh yeah.
Why did they not simply say, bring your monkey ass to court with your passports? Your passport book, your passport card, and anything else that you might have that will allow you to leave this country. The court is going to seize it.
Yeah. T-Streams, on you, brother.
Yeah, man. You know what? She lucky I wasn't a judge, because I would have told her hell no and then threw an ankle bracelet on her.
There you go. I like that. I like that.
Just looking at the picture, man, is telling me that they really looking at this whole process as a joke, not taking it serious. Now, I'm not the most innocent person, and I didn't have my fair share of courtrooms. I never left the courtroom smiling. I never went to a courtroom smiling. Hell, I ain't did nothing in over 25 years, and I still don't drive past a courthouse smiling. So what the hell is she coming out the courthouse smiling for? I mean, to me, I'm thinking they taking it. I think they taking it as a joke. And I mean, to even, dude, it's a joke to even say that your lawyer would take the time out to write a motion and say, hey, can my client go to Mexico? I mean, I would feel so on so many levels of disrespect and play for a buffoon if I was the judge and I saw that motion come across my desk for me to actually make a judgment on. Mm-hmm. And so you know, again, that's some of this, you know, this privilege stuff that's jumping off. And you know, if they was equal and they was fair, they would tell her, hell no, go home and slap her with an ankle monitor on. Matter of fact, don't leave your house unless you're going to work or going to get something to eat.
Hell, not even leave your house for that, because we still under COVID precautions, and we know your damn ass is one out there giving people COVID in the first place because you was at the riot without a mask. I mean, golly.
If you look at that picture
right there without a mask.
Yeah, you look at that picture. I don't know if that's her husband behind her, but she's looking like, hey, she getting ready to go to the party. Like,
yeah,
where the fun at?
I mean, that is the kind of smile your woman get after she done had a nut. Like, what the fuck, man? You just try to overthrow the government, and you come out there smart, man. Fellas, you can't make this stuff up, and it's up to us to keep highlighting the inequities between minorities, women, and other groups that are suffering when these people sitting here getting this privilege. Which leads me to the next buffoon on the list, the My Pillow guy. Now, I want y'all to sit back and enjoy this, because he went on Newsmax, which is a little bit more to the right than Fox News. And Fox News is crazy as they come. I mean, crazier than a bag of cats. And Newsmax is crazier than them. Take a look at what the anchor for Newsmax had to do to the My Pillow guy, and then I'm going to show y'all my proof that the My Pillow guy used to be a WWF superstar back when I was a child. Here we go. My Pillow guy getting shut the hell down on Newsmax.
I want it to be a permanent, because you know what? They did this because I'm revealing all the evidence on Friday of all the election fraud with these machines. So I'm sorry if you think it's not
Mike,
it's real.
can I ask our producers, can we get out of here, please? I don't want to have to keep going over this.
Actually,
we at Newsmax have not been able to verify any of those allegations that you're
Mike, hold on a second. Everybody hold on a second. Mike, hold on 1 second. Let's talk a little bit about just what is happening overall in terms of censorship of...
Trying to cancel out my company and myself in this country. It's cancel culture.
So, ladies and gentlemen, this is the My Pillow guy right here, right? Well, what y'all didn't know, before he was homeless, he had a job on WWF. Take a look at this. Same guy. My Pillow guy is Paul Bearer in the flesh. That is My Pillow guy right there. So, T-Streams, I'm going to give Paul Bearer to you first.
Oh.
He's with T-Streams, how bad has it gotten? When you're pushing a conspiracy that a news station that's to the right of Fox News is telling you they want to turn off your mic.
Yeah. Well, you...
Oh, man.
Let me give you a better picture. Here you go. There you go. You like him better holding that pillow so sexy, like he trying to whisper to it? Or do you like him holding the urn? You just take your pick. Which way you want to go?
Man, I don't know what to think about, dude. You know, I always thought he was a weirdo anyway, but you know, it's really getting to a point, man, where this whole political scheme thing, man, is just ass backwards on all fronts. Now, at first it was, you know, Republicans and Democrats. Now it's Republicans versus Republicans. And now that the man is out of office, he got all, you know, it's all kind of, man, this is not going to be the first nor the last that we see any of this buffoonery on the political stage, man. It's going to continue to go on. The weird thing about it is, man, I really couldn't even grasp what the point that he was trying to make, because he was just rambling like a bunch of unnecessary rhetoric. And so like, I'm listening to him, but I'm really like saying like, man, what the hell is you? So what is the point that you really trying to make? And so
he was still trying to say that
the machines was rigged.
Right, but here's the problem. And for further insight into why Newsmax and all these other organizations are, finally telling the truth, it's not because they are doing it for altruistic reasons. It is because the people that make the machines are actually suing Trump, Giuliani, Newsmax, and some of these other corporations that have been slandering, saying that their machines have been rigged or something to that effect. And they're actually going after my pillow guy too, to the point where his pillows are being pulled from every store you can think of, and it behooves me how the hell his pillow got hot. I put my head on one of those pillows. It felt like I was sleeping in a sack of bricks. Man, I woke up with cuts on my forehead. I would never sleep on a my pillow. I don't know how he'd been able to pull that scam off anyway. But
I didn't even know them pillows was hot like that, because I see them at Walmart and I just walk past them because I'm not about to pay no $39, $49 for no pillow that
Hey, look, I'm gonna tell you like this, man. It was a chick that had one back in the day. I laid my head on that pillow and I said, I know why your teeth messed up, and I got up and left. Larry, it's on you. It's on you, Larry.
Jeez. Oh my goodness.
You said it was what, 39? All right.
Oh my goodness.
It's on you, Larry. What do you think about the My Pillow guy and getting yanked off Newsmax?
I think dude's gay. I think he's one of those closeted homosexuals that's angry because he's closeted. I mean, look at him. I'm not even joking. I'm not trying to be funny or homophobic or anything. I think he's angry and has all that because I think he's a closeted homosexual. He's one of those closeted Republican homosexuals, and it's messed with his mind so much that his mind's messed up because of it. He probably would have been better off on the left where people would have accepted him for who he is.
Wait a minute.
You know?
Man, I hope y'all didn't get that on film, man.
Wait a minute, Larry. Wait a minute. Golly, man. Oh, my God. Wait a minute, Larry. Wait a minute. You mean to tell me, Larry, you can deduce by the way he crests his pillow that he's got some psychological issues going on, which is why he keeps trying to push this lie to the American people that has been debunked 50 million times, debunked in the courts, and he's still pushing the lie. You're saying it's because psychologically he's messed up because he has not been able to come out and let you know that what he really wants to crest is not his hard-ass pillow, but the booty of a man.
Yeah, I think because he's had to suppress his homosexuality for so long, it has basically messed with his mind. It has caused him to internalize fear and anger and everything else. I mean, we see what happens when people when they can't be themselves. Like we see with black people who run around thinking that they're white or don't want to acknowledge that they're black. They run around and act a damn fool.
Speaking of which, Larry, hold up. Speaking of which, while you mentioned that, be sure y'all check out the Tiger Woods series on HBO because it'll highlight exactly what Larry is talking about. And I might review it Friday for the fellas, but finish, Larry.
Yeah, so I think that's probably a large part of what it is. He just is. I mean, it's more like when he used to do those commercials and he had this man and this woman in there, and the man used to lay down on the bed and he used to come over there and he was adjusting the pillow all on top of the guy. My wife, I remember when she looked at it, she said, something about this doesn't feel right. And I was like, because the dude's gay. I was like, the dude's up there gazing in this man's eyes and up there on top. I was like, the dude's gay. He's just a closeted homosexual and it comes through, And so it's one of those things where, I mean, just look at him.
So what is Trump looking at in that picture?
Well, I don't know what Trump is looking at. I think I don't know what Trump is.
Boy, man.
Trump may be an omnisexual for all we know.
Oh, my God. Man. Ladies and gentlemen, I am getting out of this section because I'll just tell y'all.
I'm not saying it's trying to be homophobic or anything. I truly believe that when people repress their natural, their nature,
I agree.
It causes them to have all kinds of other issues, whether it be drug issues, depression, anger issues, all of it. And I think that's what's happened with him. I think he's suppressed his natural self, and it has caused him to have all these other issues.
Well, here's the thing, Larry. He was homeless and strung out on drugs before he got right with the pillow. Oh, and by the way, ladies and gentlemen, the WWE thing is a joke. That's not Paul Bearer. Paul Bearer's dead. He's his own person. He just looks like him. I just threw that in there for comic relief. But any event, man, yeah, he's nuts. And everybody who's still hanging on to this theory, they're all going to be joining probably Margie Taylor Greene when she tried to run for president. So y'all keep your eyes out for people like this, because this is not what this country needs. We don't need this. If these people want to behave like this, they need to go find their own damn country. Go move to Istanbul, somewhere like that, where everybody looks European. Get the hell up out of here, because this is not how the country's supposed to be. It was
Turkey
not
doesn't want those people.
No, hey, I tell you who want them. I tell you who want them. Who wants? They might not want them, but they want to use them. And I don't even think they understand they're being used. Putin would love to use them. He's probably funding some of this organized mess that they're doing, because he doesn't want to have his fingers in it. But he'll send them a check. He'll send them some Bitcoin so they can rally the troops and go do stupid stuff.
Right.
So,
well, Jocelyn Jackson says she's agreed with me, but not the delivery. I'm not trying to be funny or offensive in that. I say that seriously. I think, and I have felt this way for a long time, I think the dude is a closeted homosexual, and that's why he has issues, because he has not allowed himself to be himself. Now, as far as people like Marjorie, whoever, and these Trump people, I think they are being used by Putin. I think at one point Putin was using not just Donald Trump, but the entire Republican Party as what do they call them? Useful idiots.
Idiots.
But now they're fully aware of what is happening. They have decided they would rather stand on the side of Russia and their whiteness than on the side of the United States. And I know these people have been pushing for a civil war. And the thing that bothers me and scares me a bit, in all seriousness, is that when we look at the way that our judicial system is handling these insurrectionists, the way they're handling this, where they're letting people, potentially go off on vacation, the way the cops were helping ladies down the steps after they've gone and attempted their coup, the way that they're not really going after the people, the way that whole event unfolded that day in the first place, I'm afraid that really what's going to have to happen is that people like you and I are going to have to go ahead and be willing to pick up arms to defend this country, because I'm feeling like the powers that be that are supposed to protect us are not going to. And if we want to maintain this country, it might be our responsibility to do it ourselves.
Yeah, I feel you. Me and T Stream strap. I mean, like I said, if I ever need to do anything, me and my family going to pack up what we got. We're going to charge up the Tesla, and we're going right to T-Stream's bunker, and we're going to be good. That's what we're going to do. We'll scoop up you and your wife too, Larry, on the way going to Detroit. Yeah, we're going to be safe there.
I have serious debates about all that, man. Like I sometimes I wonder if I even want to stick around for the fight.
I feel you. You know, they're taking applications in Canada, and Canada has just considered QAnon a white supremacy group. So that's what it is. Yep. So we'll move on to Marvel news, ladies and gentlemen. I got two stories. Number one, for the sake of my man E-Man, we're going to get a hashtag started that says recast T'Challa. And we're going to also talk about the good brother Ryan Coogler has just signed a 5-year deal to make TV shows, and one of them on the Disney Plus apparatus, and one of it includes the Wakanda series. Take a look at this, and then I'm going to show you guys why I'm making a case for recasting T'Challa.
going to be creating a Black Panther Disney Plus series. This news broke just minutes ago by Deadline.com stating Black Panther helmer Ryan Coogler stakes his proximity media banner to 5-year exclusive Disney television deal, Wakanda series in the works for Disney Plus. Now this is extremely appropriate for him to helm a Wakanda series because he directed Black Panther 1 and is going to direct and write Black Panther 2. So if there's anybody who truly knows how to capture the essence of Wakanda, it's definitely Ryan Coogler. Now, the article goes on to say that Ryan Coogler has now a 5-year deal with Marvel Studios and Disney, and the first project that he's going to be tackling is a drama based in the Kingdom of Wakanda. You can pretty much say that Black Panther 1 was a drama film, that combined with an action film. But the nature of the kingdom and the throne and different tribes, who should be the leader of Wakanda, especially now that unfortunately Chadwick Boseman has passed away, and they're not going to recast T'Challa / Black Panther, there's obviously going to be a ton of drama happening. When speaking about the deal, Bob Iger said this about Ryan Coogler. Ryan Coogler is a singular storyteller whose vision and range have made him one of the standout filmmakers of his generation. With Black Panther, Ryan brought a groundbreaking story and iconic characters to life in a real, meaningful, and memorable way, creating a watershed cultural movement. We're thrilled to strengthen our relationship and look forward to telling more great stories with Ryan and his team. And I don't think anybody could really argue with what Bob Iger said. He did create a cultural movement with Black Panther. He gave a lot of people a hero to look up to, and it's great that he can continue to do that in a series. And here's what Ryan Coogler had to say about the upcoming project. It's an honor to be partnering with the Walt Disney Company. Working with them on Black Panther was a dream come true. As avid consumers of television, we couldn't be happier to be launching our television business with Bob Iger, Dana Walden, and all the amazing studios under the Disney umbrella. He went on to say, we are especially excited that we will be taking our first leap with Kevin Feige, Luis D'Esposito, Victoria Alonso, and their partners at Marvel Studios, where we will be working closely with them on select MCU shows for Disney+. We're already in the mix on some projects that we can't wait to share. So Ryan Coogler is not only going to be bringing us Black Panther 2, but he's bringing us a TV series as well on Disney+. And from what it sounds like, based off of what Ryan Coogler said in this interview with Deadline, there are some secret MCU projects in the works right now that we don't know about. So there are even more projects that Marvel has backlogged that we're going to get in the next few years. So the future of Marvel Studios has never looked brighter. And it's great that we're going to be getting a Disney Plus series focusing on Wakanda and its many different characters and tribes that it has. They could explore the life of M'Baku, Shuri, and they could even talk about Okoye and Killmonger. And if we're lucky, hopefully they'll introduce Storm and her backstory with Wakanda and T'Challa.
All right, fellas. So before I make my compelling case for why you must recast T'Challa, I want you fellas to talk about how do you feel about them bringing a Wakanda story to Disney Plus. We'll give it to you first, T Streams. What are your feelings, and with Ryan Coogler being the man to run the point?
Yeah, I think they had broke that news like right while we was doing our show the other day, because as soon as we got off, I ended up seeing it. Man, I tell you what, it's a good idea to allow that opportunity. Okay. But I think the more I'm constantly hearing about the whole T'Challa issue, I think they're making a mistake, and they're going to dig themselves a bigger hole if you're going to do this and not have Black Panther a part of it. You see what I'm saying? I don't think you can really and truly fully explore Wakanda without having some type of interaction with the general purpose that even brought, Wakanda to the forefront, which is the Black Panther. They are like hard bent on not recasting T'Challa, and it would right now while it's in the writing phases, man, it would probably have to take millions, literally millions of people to join that movement, to have them, to reconsider that, because I think they're going. I I think they're moving in the right direction, but I think they're moving in the right direction the wrong way. Mm-hmm. And I just can't see talking about this particular place and not having anything to do except talk about memories or play him as if he's not around for the ruler of this particular era. A couple of episodes, maybe, you can probably skate around it. 5 seasons, 5 years, you can't do it.
Okay. Larry, what you think? As the series stands right now, how are you feeling about it?
I mean, I think that it would be a good opportunity for them to introduce a new T'Challa. And I think what they could do is they could talk about some of the different tribes and do the show however they were going to do it. But as we know, if from the comics, Wakanda is always in turmoil. It always seems like they're on the edge of a coup or something. Someone's always trying to take the mantle, it feels like. And, so I feel like there's plenty to do there. And T'Challa could be off somewhere else, doing his thing somewhere else while they're focusing on the other tribes and other characters in Wakanda. And then at the end, it could be that T'Challa has to come back to defend Wakanda, to defend his throne. And that's when it could be at the very last episode, or let's say it's a 10 episode run, maybe on episode 10 or episode 9, we see T'Challa come back, and that's how we are then introduced to the new T'Challa that can then carry over into another movie.
Right.
So,
okay.
Well, I think there's an opportunity there for him if they're willing to take it. I really hate this idea that, we can't recast T'Challa because Chadwick is dead. Chadwick was not T'Challa. Chadwick played T'Challa. He was not actually T'Challa. It wasn't. I mean, they make it seem as if it was T'Challa playing Chadwick, and now we have to no. I mean, I'm sad the brother is gone. I would have loved to have seen him continue to play that role for years to come, but he passed away. That is what life is. Life comes, life goes. We all experience it personally and indirectly. And I mean, they have to recast and move on. The character, I mean, we've had God knows how many Supermans. I don't think they said we're not going to recast Superman when Christopher Reeves got kicked off his horse. Mm-hmm. I mean, we've had God knows how many Spider-Mans and Batmans, and I mean, we've had what, another, this is a separate Wonder Woman now, and I mean,
well, Larry, while you're on the point, let's go ahead and dive into why Marvel must recast T'Challa. So if you guys are finding us for the first time, please subscribe to this channel. Subscribe to Larry's channel. He's the tech genius. Subscribe to my homie T Stream. He's doing a lot of vlogging. And this particular segment, we're talking about why Marvel needs to have T'Challa in the universe, considering Ryan Coogler has a 5-year deal to contain content dealing with Wakanda. First, we've got to understand how rich T'Challa's story arc is. That's number one. Okay. Secondly, it is very important that Disney don't get rid of the hottest African-American broad stream superhero that's on the market right now. And to give you context of why T'Challa is so important, here's a video I found that we're going to take a look at, then we're going to break it down a little further.
T'Challa is the firstborn son of T'Chaka, king of Wakanda. And as a young adult, T'Challa traveled abroad, attending several different universities, eventually earning several high-level degrees in various fields, including a PhD in physics, and eventually becoming one of the smartest individuals in the world. Freaking what? Come on, that's a big deal. Sometime after his studies, T'Challa's father was killed. It's very sad. And T'Challa stepped up to assume not only the throne of Wakanda, but also the mantle of Black Panther. Now, the title of Black Panther cannot simply be inherited, but it has to be earned through completing several trials, including defeating 6 of Wakanda's strongest warriors. And then you have to survive the juices of the heart-shaped leaf, which is an herb that can only be used by royalty. After the leaf was applied to the body, T'Challa's body went from top-level athlete, I mean like just amazing athlete, to super soldier levels where even heroes like Captain America and Daredevil could not defeat the Wakandan king. And freaking Captain America is a super soldier, and Daredevil has all that cool sensory stuff that makes him one of the best ninjas on the planet. Now, in addition to being king of Wakanda, having a genius-level intellect, the funds and technology of one of the most prosperous nations in the world, access to some of the largest reserves of vibranium on the planet, and essentially being superhuman, T'Challa has one of the coolest costumes in Marvel. It's like Iron Man and Batman put together, but only the best parts. The title of Black Panther has existed since the early beginnings of the Wakanda nation, and each new Black Panther has their own attire. But T'Challa's is the best. T'Challa's suit is lined with vibranium, making it just as capable at resisting kinetic attacks, much like Captain America's shield, along with special vibranium alloy claws. What? That can cut through most metals. I mean, just this dude can do so much. The suit has also been shown to greatly enhance Black Panther's already heightened senses, thus increasing his ability to see at night and across the visual spectrum. And you're thinking, well, anybody's suit can do that. Yeah, but T'Challa can sense shit even when outside the suit. He's freaking amazing.
So, ladies and gentlemen, we've already talked about who we think would be a perfect recasting Marvel #recast T'Challa. John David Washington, we think, would be an excellent recast because there's story arc between John David Washington's father and Chadwick Boseman. And we think John David Washington could pull it off. We've seen him in Tenet. He did an excellent job. But beyond that, the stories you have to tell that revolve around the centerpiece of Marvel, they all deal with the Black Panther because, as they just explained in the video, they had the most advanced technology on the planet, more advanced than that of Iron Man, way more advanced than Iron Man. To be honest with you, he had a story arc where he had to fight the Inhumans. He had a story arc where he was fighting the Submariner. He had story arcs with the Fantastic Four, and they wound up going into space. Wakanda set up a space-based thing like Sword. But there is one story that they should tell that deals with what we're dealing with right now in America with racism, and that would be this story right here, the Sons of the Serpent. Basically, there was a racist group formed, in essence, to be the Sons of the Confederacy. And what happened? I'll read you this excerpt. Sons of the Serpent were a racist group created by General Chen in an attempt to divide America. What does that sound like just happened with this last president? Performing hate crimes against foreigners around the country. After his followers attacked Bill Foster, the Avengers publicly opposed them. The Serpents retaliated by kidnapping, get this, y'all's favorite son, Captain America, and threatening to kill him unless the Avengers would publicly take the Serpent's side. The Avengers and S.H.I.E.L.D. freed Captain America and unmasked General Chen as the leader. The Sons of the Serpents were reformed by two talk show hosts, Dan Dunn, Montego Hale, trying to stir up racist distrust and hate. They were defeated and exposed by the Black Panther and the Avengers. The Black Panther led that assault because someone tried to go to Wakanda, steal some of their technology, and tried to run roughshod on the world in the same way Killmonger was trying to do with their technology. But the Black Panther defeated their ass too, and it had a pretty good story arc. So that's one story arc that definitely needs to be told. Marvel,
Hold on.
I can't make this stuff up.
I have to take issue with you trying to put Killmonger in the same sentence with the Sons of Serpent, man. Come on, man. Killmonger was about liberating our people from our oppressors. He can't be put in the same conversation with those racists.
Hey, man. As I was saying, ladies and gentlemen, Marvel recast T'Challa. We all have so much rich story arc with Wakanda. I don't know how you take Prince T'Challa out of it. And we all want to see that story with him and Storm. Not only him and Storm, but we want to see him and Storm get married. Then we want to see him and Storm have that great battle in which he has to overcome Storm's abilities of the element, which some people don't know. Storm's abilities with the element are stronger than that of Thor, who is supposed to be the god of thunder. Having said that, Larry, when is Marvel going to recast T'Challa and John David Washington as the new Black Panther?
I don't know, but it seems like that's where people want to see it go right there. So I'm hoping that it does go that way. The better question is when is Marvel going to unleash Storm? I mean, anybody who's read about Storm in the comics and then you see the way they've allowed her to exist in the movies, you're like, why do they have her like she's a second, third tier superhero? who's only comes out and just every once in a while does a little trick here and there. It's like, nah, she was seriously badass, and they just didn't really let that out. So I don't know, but I would like to see the love story develop between T'Challa and Storm. So, you know, hopefully that'll happen. I don't know who they're gonna put in there as Storm, but you know, the chick that was in there as, you know, for I forget what was the one with the Teenage Mutants. She wasn't bad.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah, she was okay. She was all right. She was all right. T-Streams, how you feel about them? And with knowing all this story art, shouldn't they recast T'Challa like tomorrow?
Well, I think it would be a good idea to do so. I think it would be a good idea to do so because the Black Panther actually has his own history, just like every other superhero. And we have not been privileged to any of that history except that which corresponded with the Avengers in the previous Avenger movie, and that was limited. Because matter of fact, at that time, I don't even think he even had the title yet. And was it at the end of Age of Ultron or something? But yeah, they should go ahead and do it, man.
Yeah,
it would definitely leave them more creative options. Whereas trying to go the route they're going now, you know, you have to come up with sideways to get around this and get around that, and then you have to totally abandon an entire plethora of events and circumstances that happen with this particular character.
Right. 100% agree with you. Marvel, if you're watching this, if this video blows up with the hashtag recast T'Challa, we'll put our name in the bed for John David Washington. We've got people in the comments saying he's too short at 5'9". Hell, that's my height. All you got to do is put a little inch on the shoe. Robert Downey Jr. ain't but like 5'8" himself. So I think he could do it. Marvel, let's do it. Hashtag recast T'Challa. Check out my man E-Man. His link will be in the description as well because we're trying to get this thing going. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we're down to the stock portion of the video. And I know some of you have been wanting to know, what are we going to be doing for this Super Bowl? So I've got some hot Super Bowl stocks that I think you guys should jump on. But before we do that, Rocket Mortgage, ladies and gentlemen, is doing a Squares contest. It's absolutely free. And every time a team scores, somebody's getting $50,000. Take a look at this. The link is in my video description so that you guys can jump on it. It's free. Just put a square in there. You never know. You might be the one that wins something. Take a look at this.
The Rocket Mortgage Super Bowl Squares sweepstakes is back. And guess who else is? Me. Barry Sanders. It's free to play, and every score change, someone wins $50,000. And 2 lucky players will win $500,000 they could use toward a dream home.
One way to enter, hey, two ways to win.
Go to RocketMortgageSquares.com to enter for free. Rocket Mortgage, official mortgage sponsor of Super Bowl 55.
Oh, yeah. That link is all in my video description. I've done it today. It takes 3 minutes to get through it, and you're signed up. You'll see where your square is at. And hopefully somebody on my show, hell, maybe even me, will win 50 G's or even the $500,000 to put toward a house. I know Larry would love to get that. So,
yeah, man, we just put a bid in on a house. We were going to, and people were bidding, you know, $20,000-$30,000 over asking. The market's crazy.
Yeah, right now it's definitely not it's not a buyer's market right now. I mean, sellers can just name their price, but hey, you get that $500,000, Larry, you sit back, let the market cool off, and then you go name your price, my brother. But
right.
There's a stock that I want you guys to take a look at for the Super Bowl, ladies and gentlemen. I bought calls on this thing last week, and the stock that I am talking about in particular, as we look at my Robinhood account, is DraftKings, ladies and gentlemen, right here on my options tab. So I'm going to click on it. And the reason why I'm telling you guys to get DraftKings is because that's one of the biggest online betting sites, and they are also sponsoring the Super Bowl. I knew this a month ago, and I bought these shares. I bought this call 2 weeks ago, way before the Super Bowl. But now, in the time I've had it, look, I'm up $603, and we're not even to the Super Bowl yet. This stock is probably going to have legs all the way through next Friday. So if you want to jump on this, the great opportunity would be to buy it right now, tomorrow, and sit on it through a week. So buy yourself a week call, or maybe just buy some of the shares if you want to do some swinging with the stock, and then hop off of it. But see, here's my example. I bought it. My call ends at the end of February. I will not be holding it that long. I'm already at my threshold for this stock. For me, anytime I have a stock and the share price is less than $100, if it makes $500, I'm good. I usually get out. If I have a stock that's more than $100, I try to wait around for it to get to about $700 to $1,000 before I get out. But me knowing that the Super Bowl is going to happen Sunday, this thing is just going to keep going up because everybody's going to see their name. This is a perfect time for you guys to jump into this stock. Larry T. Strings, I'll give it to you first, Larry. What do you think about DraftKings as a stock you should jump on right now?
I mean, it seems to make sense considering the timing, but to be honest with you, I haven't really looked at DraftKings much, so I'm not real familiar with with them as a company to buy their stock. I mean, I know who they are and what they do, but I haven't really thought much about them. So, to be honest with you, I've sort of pushed back from the market a little bit, just sort of been watching because it's so volatile, and I'm still a little salty with Robinhood the way they did me with with when they stopped trading and messed me up on my options trade. So, but I mean, it seems like it could definitely be something. I mean, the timing seems to be there. I probably wouldn't hold it long term, but
of course not. And most of the time when I buy calls, it's because I don't want to hold the stock long term. So if you know my investing style, you know that I am a believer in having some stocks long term. But if I'm buying calls, usually that means that's not a stock that I want to keep long term. Usually something I want to swing. These Strings, what you think about that?
Yeah, I think it would probably be a good option. It makes sense. DraftKings is pretty solid. I don't, I'm not sure about their finances, just like you, Larry. But as a company, they've been pretty solid, and they've been growing because there's a lot of new. They're taking on a lot of new sports and a whole bunch of got a lot of things going on with them, and so it could prove to be beneficial. If you're gonna put a 1 or 2 week call on it.
Yeah. And not to mention, I would even say that this stock would be good for an intermediate hold because more and more states are opening it up for online gambling. Michigan just opened up for online gambling 2 weeks ago. They're badgering New York, and Cuomo said he's very close to going ahead and allowing online gambling in New York. And when that happens, pretty much anybody who has an online gambling presence, whether it's Penn Gaming, DraftKings, MGM has a presence, they're all going to spring up really, really quickly. And so I would say if you want to hold it for the intermediate, it'd be a good play to do that this year because some point in time, Cuomo is going to open it up. But if not, the next 2 weeks, you should be pretty golden to make some money with that stock. And then Larry had one he wanted me to break to you guys because the IPO is tomorrow. Isn't that what you said on Loan Depot, Larry?
Yeah, it's supposed to go tomorrow.
Okay. The IPO goes tomorrow. And to give you guys a little bit of context on Loan Depot, in case that's something you want to jump on, take a look at this.
Loan Depot.
Yeah, Loan Depot, baby. Everybody trying to get them mortgages right now.
They originated 56.4% of all home purchase mortgages in 2019 versus just 35% in 2010. Quicken Loans was the dominant lender in 2019, originating 541,000 mortgage loans. Only 2 banks made the top 5 by number of loans, and Loan Depot followed them as the 6th. Now let's look at some other similar companies that have already gone public and how they fared so far. Rocket Companies went public, and ever since it has given so far to its investors as of today well, earlier today, pre-market. When I made this video, it was pre-market. 22.78%. Guild Holdings, basically nothing, hasn't changed since its IPO offering. Penny Mac Financial Services just blew past the COVID era and has already returned 183% since its IPO. Gorsh Holding, which is going to merge with United Wholesale Mortgage, and the news have been out for a while now that it's official, yet the Gorsh Holding blank check company stock hasn't seen any change whatsoever, just a few pennies of change, basically non-zero. So that's that. So Loan Depot is going to go. It has filed to go confidential. So it has filed for So probably we'll see it maybe by December, if not January 2021.
Well, we're seeing it in February the 4th, tomorrow. Am I buying? Nope. I've been watching most of those mortgage companies, and I watched Rocket when it came out last year, and it hasn't done anything. And Rocket is a solid company. It's like one of the top mortgage companies in the United States. They do big business. I've talked to some of them about refinancing the loan. Their terms are great. But in terms of a stock, it just hasn't done much. So I don't expect to see Loan Depot doing that much of anything. If I had to tell people to do something in the financial sector, I would tell them to invest in fintech, such as PayPal, such as Cash App, something like that. But Larry, this one is yours. How are you feeling about it?
I don't know. I guess I'll have to see what the stock price looks like when it comes out. What the IPO is. I mean, if it's one of those things where the IPO price is like $20 and then it hits the market at 80, then nah, I'm not. I'm out.
So you don't like that IPO markup, huh?
No, man. I'm tired of all that.
Streams, how you feeling about it?
Yeah, but that seemed like is starting to be the status quo for some of this stuff, man. Hijacking those prices up. I'm not really sure on this one, man. Is nothing that I'm seeing that really sparks my interest. That's really saying that this would be a nice solid lick. So me personally, I would probably pass.
Yeah.
I would probably pass and just watch it, but it's nothing. It's nothing that's really setting out to me that's saying, okay, this is going to be a game changer. But then again, hey, a lot of stuff, a lot of things tend to happen sometimes here and there. So,
and when new stocks come out, just because there's a lot of energy behind them in the beginning. Sometimes a new stock will come out that's a company that's not that well done. The stock is really not all that great of a stock, but it takes a bump just because everybody wants to be in the energy of something new. Now, me and Larry, we've been doing this for a while, and we've learned our lesson. Just because something is new don't mean it's going to be good, especially if it's not a direct listing. And I don't think Loan Depot is a direct listing. So it's going to be at an IPO price, meaning that there's going to be people that's going to get the stock for like maybe $25, but by the time it gets to the market, it's going to already be $35, $40, $50. And so this one doesn't excite me. If I was giving someone some advice, I would tell them to go fintech, PayPal, Cash App, something like that. But we'll see. We'll see what happens tomorrow. So
I mean, they're number 6. They're like number 6 in the industry, which says they have room to grow.
Yeah, they definitely got room to grow. But the problem is when the number 1 in the industry, which is Quicken Loans, Rocket Mortgage, is not doing anything. Their stock is not doing nothing. And so why would I think that numbers, other than the fact that they're just brand new, the new kid on the block, people have euphoria about getting something new, and hopefully it's cheap. Other than that,
if it's cheap, I'm probably going to get in.
And I'm assuming you are getting in for short-term purposes.
Well, Likely, but we'll see. I mean, it could go either way. If it's one of those things, like if I get in, let's say it comes in it, and I'm just giving a round number so I can make the math easy. Let's say it comes in at like $10.
Okay.
You know, and I grab 100 shares of it. If it moves quickly, then sure, I'll get out. But if it doesn't, I'll just hold it and see what it does.
Larry's a different animal from me, ladies and gentlemen. He's a different animal from me.
I mean, I should have hold some of the IPOs that I bought that I didn't like. I bought Lemonade, and I should have held it, and I didn't, and I got out of it. I got out of it at like $70-something, and it's at 150 now. And
but you did buy what was it, Lee or the other one, Xpeng, and you held that one, and you did fine.
I did. I bought Lee. I bought Xpeng. I bought Candy. I bought Blink. I bought a number of them that I've held for a little while, and then I've done fine. I got out of them when I needed to. I should have got out of Xpeng when it was really high, because at one point it went up to like $70-something. I should have got out of it then, but I didn't, because I was really thinking of it as more of a long-term thing. And I was thinking the same for Candy. Candy got run up, and I should have got out of it when it was at its high, but I was really thinking Candy was going to be a winner. I just didn't realize there was so much, shenanigans going on behind the scenes at their company.
Yep. So, and that's what they come to me for, ladies and gentlemen. I root out shenanigans. And on this Loan Depot, I feel shenanigans. But hey, I'm gonna root my brother on. I still believe in Candy as a company. I still think that the bones of the company are there if they can stop playing all these financial games and just let the market be what it is and actually produce the cars and put them out. I think they can actually do something, because they're producing low cost, electric vehicles. There's not much range on them, but they're good. It's sort of like how people thought of those smart cars that, you weren't going to take a smart car on a road trip, but it's the same thing with these little Candy cars. You get them, they're good for 60 miles, 70 miles. It's not long, but it's enough that if you decide you want to drive into DC and go have, dinner, not that you can now, but if you want to drive around town or something, get your groceries, whatever, it's perfect. Just don't try and take it and go to, don't try and take it and go to New York or North Carolina or wherever. Just, it's a get around town car. Yeah. And one more tip, ladies and gentlemen, GM announced that they are partnering with a chip maker to go ahead and Valley Forge their new cars, which they're planning to go electric. So some of their luxury cars, they're going to discontinue some of them because they want to go ahead and jump into the electric market. I bought cars on GM today, and I bought long calls on them because I do think that they are going to crack $60 probably by summertime. So another tip for you guys, and that's all we got for you today. We'll be back on Friday. Be sure to subscribe to Larry's channel. Be sure to subscribe to T Stream's channel. Catch us on Friday. Last word to both of you fellas. T Streams, you first.
Well, hopefully everybody have a great weekend. Well, we still got Friday to come up. Continue to be safe. Take things one day at a time. Do what you're supposed to do. Make sure you eat properly, work out, exercise, get strong, so you can be super.
Oh, I know who you talking to down there. Larry, next one on you. Larry, let me give one more stock tip too, because somebody just mentioned Tilray, the marijuana company. A long time ago, if you followed my channel in 2017, I told people to buy Scott's Miracle-Gro because they was the #1 producer of fertilizer for the marijuana companies in California. Back then, when I made that recommendation, the stock was $55. Today, Scott's Miracle-Gro is $235, and I'm still recommending Scott's Miracle-Gro because they just signed 10 contracts with people who are producing marijuana. So if you got some money for Scott's Miracle-Gro, jump on Robinhood, lay it down. The way that the marijuana business is opening up in America, I can easily see Scott's Miracle-Gro getting to $400 probably within 2 years. Get that investment. Last word for you, Larry.
Yeah, I just want to tell people, and I guess I'm gonna have to keep on nagging folks. Please, 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 please mask up. I know that I see more people wearing masks than I did before, but I'm still seeing people out there every time that I have to go out or when I look out my window, I'm still seeing people not wearing masks. Literally just yesterday, I was going to my mailbox, came back up, and literally had to confront somebody that lives down the hall from me about him not wearing a mask, And it's a young guy. He was up there before. I asked him about it before. He tried to flex on me because he was with his little girlfriend. He thought he was being funny, tried to flex his little muscles and try and act like he was going to be something, puffing his chest out. And I was like, okay, little dude, I see you trying to flex with your girlfriend. I'm going to let you go right now because I don't want to embarrass you. But then when I was coming up and I saw him again with no mask with his little girlfriend, I had to say something to him. And he tried to puff his chest up, and I was like, I will knock the snot off of you if you don't put a mask on. I didn't tell him that, but I basically didn't let him off the hook. I was like, no, I'm not. I was like, you need to wear a mask. I was like, put a damn mask on. We're in the middle of a pandemic. Stop acting like an idiot, And I just want to tell people, these are new variants out here. You can think you're safe. You can think, oh, I'll be okay. I'm 25 years old. I'm 30 years old. I'm healthy. I don't have any problems. Guess what? You have professional athletes that are long haulers now. You have people out there that are professional. If you don't believe me, look at the latest episode of Real Sports with Brian Gumbel. There are athletes out there whose careers are over. Done, kaput, nothing. All those years, all the millions of repetitions that they spent doing free throws or running laps or swimming, all that shit is gone. Because they got COVID. And I'm not saying that they went out there and they were reckless, but I'm just saying if you're not careful, if you don't take care of yourself and those around you, and if you don't tell people around you to put a mask on to help protect you, you can get sick and you could end up actually being one of these people whose lives are over. You're a long hauler, or you can end up dead. And these new variants, they're getting younger people sicker. So please, I know we're all waiting on the vaccine. Taking longer than expected, but in the meantime, and even then, they say the vaccine is going to give you a certain amount of protection. It's not going to protect you 100%. It's going to keep you maybe from getting as sick if you get sick, but you can still get COVID, and it can still mess your body up. So please protect yourselves, wear a mask, protect your neighbors. You don't know who is living next door to you or down the hall. There may be an old person or a sick person, someone who has cancer or AIDS or somebody who's 90 years old that's in your area and you're walking around without a mask, you can end up passing something to their family that gets them sick. So please, please, please wear a mask. And apparently I'm going back. I've got a few in. I have a few more coming. I'm going to start doing mask reviews again to try and help people find a mask that they feel comfortable wearing, because we all need to stay safe and stay alive. I know I'm nagging. I'm done. Please wear a mask.
Let me before we cut out, man, I just wanted to share this with everybody since I had made mention of it. Okay, a couple weeks ago, I told you guys about my audition with the G Unit Films and stuff for the Black Mafia project. Well, needless to say that I did not make the cut. All right, so it's fine and dandy. There's plenty of other projects that I'm actually going to apply for and sign up for. I guess they wasn't looking for to break nobody, so I may have to do something. I may have to do something smaller, like commercials or anything or something like that, to sort of put some fluff on my portfolio. And this was per my my humble rejection letter, So to do something like that, to actually have a portfolio instead of going in there raw. And so that, so that was cool. They at least responded back. So I'm gonna try that. I'm trying not to get in trouble because I'm buying all this this film equipment and I got more. And so I may even try to film my own stuff as well. I don't know. We just have to wait and see what happens. But that's the deal on that.
Hell, why not, T-Streams? There are some people that watch us who have done film in the past, and I'm about to pick on one of them. Larry, before we go, I just got to say this before we go, because boy, you remember the other day when we was talking about big girls, and some of these women came for your neck talking about the big girls, right? You remember Muchella was one. Who was the other one?
I don't remember.
Okay, well, I'm about to refresh your memory. One of these girls that was mad at you for picking on big girls had the audacity to be my Facebook friend and talk about this woman's teeth. And the first thing I said to her was, how the hell you gonna talk about somebody's teeth when you just jumped all down Larry's throat for saying the big girl need to get in shape? Do you want to know who was talking about Courtney Kemp's teeth, Larry?
Who?
Nita the Diva. Yeah, Nita. Yeah. So you got a thing with Larry not liking big girls, but you ain't got no problem with folks whose teeth got more spaces in them than a picket fence. Huh?
Oh my goodness. See, she can go get her teeth fixed real quick. Her teeth getting fixed is a trip to the dentist. It takes more effort to lose that weight.
No, it don't. Larry, nowadays you can just go get a trip to go get that new hot sculpting done, and they'll carve out whatever you want. Well, no, because you have to be a certain size for that. You know what I'm saying? You can't go in there and be like 600 pounds or nothing like that. But you know, I just thought I'd let you know, Nita, you ain't got no more room to talk about the brother Larry. No more room. No more room. So, ladies and gentlemen,
I just want to tell him. I want to reiterate to him and tell him, I'm not trying to dog big girls out. I'm not trying to say that big girls can't be beautiful, anything like that. What I'm simply saying is that when you look at our society and our culture, you don't see white women in white culture celebrating big white chicks. Like they make them comedians and they poke fun at them, but they're not celebrating them. And part of the reason behind that is they understand that being big like that is a detriment to your health. They don't mind celebrating black women and telling black women, oh, you're big, you're beautiful, you don't need to change anything, blah, 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 because they know if they keep you fat that you're likely going to die by the time you're like 50. You know, they know that you're going to have heart conditions that's going to kill you. They know you're going to have diabetes and have your feet cut off when you're 55. They know that you're going to have all these other health conditions that go along with being morbidly obese. So people can run around and say, oh, well, you just have a problem with black women. No, I love black women. I want them to stay alive and look like Cicely Tyson when they're 96 years old. I don't want them to be up there and end up on My 600-Pound Life on MTV with their feet cut off. You know, I don't want to see that.
Here's the problem with that, Larry.
To kill them.
Here's the problem with that. Most of the people I see on My 600-Pound Life are white women.
Yeah, because that's who they want to put on TV, you know, because that's who they want them to get that check. My point being is that I'm not saying you have to be some little skinny girl. I'm not saying you have to be the same size as Effie, you know. I'm just simply saying lose the weight and be healthy. I'm just saying I don't want people up there if you look at obesity, they say that obesity is one of the main causes of God knows how many diseases that kill black women. And you know, everything from various cancers to heart to heart disease, diabetes, all of that. I hate working out. I hate working out because it's for the most part, it's not fun. I don't mind working out if I'm having fun working out, but I don't like to just go to the gym and sit on a treadmill or mindlessly just do exercise. I like to do exercise in a manner that's fun. And so I get that it can be tough. You know, it was easier when I was younger because I was playing sports. I was competing. It was fun then, you know, so I get it can be tough, but I also don't I've had to lose weight in the past. I'm not a small person, but I don't want to die. You know, I don't want my heart exploding. And you know, she can go to a dentist, but you're going to have to go and do a little bit more work if you're a big girl. And I don't want you dying of COVID because you get up there and your heart gives out on you or your lungs give out on you because they have to do too much work. So I'm not trying to diss y'all. I'm not trying to say you're not beautiful. I'm saying I want to keep you alive.
Larry, come on and join us at the gym, man. I've been I know Lamont, I know you've been getting it in, and I've been getting it in. I got a birthday in 10 days too. The boy getting ready to turn 46.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. So I'm trying to get all the way right.
Yeah, I got some stuff I'm gonna be trying to do in the fall. So I'm gonna be doing a long cut. When I say long, I'm probably going to be cut on a cut diet probably till my birthday in May. And maybe I'll dial back then. You know, usually I tell people every year I take off from the gym October through December and get chubby. And while I'm getting chubby, I'm lifting as heavy as I can because I don't take drugs. I'm a natural. So that's my quote unquote excuse to eat like I want to. Then from January, pretty much all throughout the whole year, I'm pretty much dieting, trying to stay around 15 to 12% body fat. I think this year, if all goes well, I might try to take it further and get back into competing on bodybuilding. We'll see what happens. But y'all, that's going to do it.
Come on. Let me just address this. Nita the Diva said, I'm healthier than skinny folks. So I'm more healthier than skinny folks. I just got my numbers from my physical. Now, Nita, I don't know how old you are, but you can be healthy when you're younger and be big. But I can tell you this. I don't think I've ever seen an 85-year-old obese person. And I challenge you to find one. You might find somebody's old grandmother that's in the house who's walking around on a cane or has a wheelchair because her knees have given out on her, or she had her foot cut off because of diabetes. But you're not going to find many obese old people. They don't exist, because one of the things is when you are fat, it causes you to have other health issues like bad knees. You can't walk when you have bad knees. You can't walk when you have a bad hip because you have all that extra weight on you. You can defend your point, all you want, because you want to feel like there's something not wrong with you for being heavy. And I'm not saying that there's something wrong with you mentally or you're not beautiful. I'm simply saying the more weight you carry and fat, the more your health is going to be a detriment. And you need to keep that weight and somewhat of a manageable level. And yes, it may seem like you're healthy now when you're young in your 20s or your 30s, but when you get to your 40s and your 50s, and your knees start to hurt, and you then stop walking as much, and you then stop doing the regular things you used to do because all of that extra weight's causing extra issues, I'm just telling you, it's not worth it. If you want to stay alive, you got to lose some of that weight.
All right. Well, we're out of here on that, people. Anytime you want to lift some heavy weight with me and T Streams and you in the area, hell, I got the gym in the house. I mean, this commercial great. Anybody will come in here and get under that 405 squatting, pick up some 500 off the floor deadlifts. I got you, baby. Little 315 on the bench. We can make it happen. And until that next Sex is Hell video, we'll see you on Friday.
Peace.